Hey everyone, it's Dr. Hodges, and I want to talk a little bit today about being neat. And no, I don't mean my husband's definition, which is when Hurricane Charlotte blows through the house and leaves messes everywhere, he goes behind me, tidies everything up, and then makes it nice and neat. That's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So what is this mouthful what I'm talking about? It is all of the energy that you expend from doing non-exercise activity. And it is of paramount importance whenever you are trying to lose weight. And so this is really what determines, or is one of the big factors for determining your daily energy expenditure. So I know I've spoken about this before, how during COVID, oftentimes my patients would come to me. They had been very successful with their weight loss surgery or even with medical weight loss, and they were noticing that they were gaining weight, and they're like, I don't feel like I'm eating more. I am a little bit hungrier, but I don't feel like my diet has really changed. But this is the problem. If this is where their energy expenditure was before COVID, and then they were in the lockdown, their energy expenditure, it plummeted. Not just with going to work out. I'm talking like just on a day-to-day activity of you leaving the house, going to the grocery store, getting in your car, walking, through Walmart. That is neat. And if your body is not moving, guess what? You don't need that much energy. And so even if you're eating like you normally do, and even if what you normally do is not a lot, for any given day, if you are not really moving, then your body just doesn't need that much fuel. Think of your body as a car. Do you have a lot of errands to run that day? Do you need to make a long road trip? Or do you just need to go to Starbucks? Or better yet, do you just need to kick it at the house and not even get in your car that day? Well, if it's a day that you don't even need to get into your car, then that is not the day to overindulge with your diet. And why? It's because you do not have a high energy demand for that day. Neat is one of the reasons why a lot of the European countries, they have a much lower incidence of obesity. That's one of the reasons. Whenever we're looking at exercise, I need to go back and look and see what the actual rates of the number of people that exercise consistently. Sorry, you guys, I gotta walk across the street and not get hit. I need to actually see how that bears out. I would almost think that Americans probably have a greater percentage of people that actively work out in a more consistent exercise program compared to European countries. However, I would certainly believe that they have a greater percentage of people with a higher amount of meat, so they do much more non-exercise activity than Americans do. I mean, they walk more, they get on their bikes more, they rest more. And that has a profound impact on your overall wellness and health and what your calorie demand is going to be for the day. And so, when you're looking at counting your steps, I think counting your steps is really a better way to kind of gauge your NEAT, especially if you're somebody that is, if you're not morbidly obese. I can tell you just walking 10,000 steps is not going to get you to the fitness level or the physique that you want. You're just going to have to do more, okay? You have to have dedicated time for your exercise. Good morning. If you, however, let's say you don't really exercise on a regular basis, or you've never exercised, or maybe you have an injury and life happens. I get it. What's interesting is I'm the only fat doctor that's not going to fuss at you for being fat. And even if my patients kind of fall off the wagon and gain some weight, Again, I'm not going to fuss at them for that. What I want to do is try to help them get them where they need to be. So let's say you're one of my traditional patients. Well, more than likely, you're not on a regular exercise program. So the idea of me telling you, you need to now focus on getting in a couple of hundred of minutes a week for dedicated exercise, it's probably not going to happen. Like, what we need to do is have real life goals and incrementally get you where you need to be. And so sometimes it's not even just the fact that you're not exercising. It's also just the fact that you kind of have really crummy non-exercise thermogenesis. Like, you just don't move for whatever reason. And so that's when counting your steps is just one of the many ways that you can use to try to gauge your progress. And so that's what my challenge would be for you, is get out your phone, keep it on you, or if you have, you can buy little pedometers from Amazon, like for less than $10. You can get a watch. They have tons of them. They have Fitbits. I'm talking they have, like, you can get one. You can find one. And I would first say, okay, give yourself 3 days. And that way you can get an average of how much exercise do you do during the week and what do you do on the weekend. So maybe start testing yourself on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then that will give you an idea of, okay, during a work week versus a typical weekend. And preferably don't put on your pedometer if you're like, I'm going to be working out in the backyard, because you don't do that all the time. That'd be the cherry on top. You know what I mean? So do that to get a baseline of, this is on average how many steps I get in on any given day. And then just give your goal of increasing that by 500 to 1,000. And let that be a way for you to increase your NEAT. Now, does that mean that by doing so, you're now going to lose about 10 pounds within this next month? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. However, it is going to give you more baseline energy expenditure. Oh no, you're fine. More baseline energy expenditure, and that can only help you on your weight loss weight loss goals. So whether if you work from home, if your little watch goes off and it says you need to get up and move, guess what? You need to get up and go move. You need to go get in some steps. If you have a 2-story house, go up and down the stairs at least twice. If you're at work, maybe instead of always taking that elevator, take the stairs. And if you have bad knees, guess what? You need to still take the stairs. Just don't go up. Start off just going down. When I was a resident, we used to call it gravity rounds with our attendings when we were rounding on everybody in the hospital. And we would start off like at the 10th floor or the 13th floor, and then round and then go downstairs, round and go downstairs. And whoo, God help the poor little intern that they forgot to tell us about a consult, and we were on the 6th floor and that consult was on the 10th. Oh my God, we wanted to kill them. We're like, what? You're messing up our mojo here. So that's my challenge to you. As part of your program, why don't you focus on your NEAT as one way to help you reach your weight loss goal?